No one, and I mean no one, can rock literal flame hair and still look as cool as him. We're talking about the flame pillar, Kyojuro Rengoku. Gyu was our introduction to the Hashira, but it was Rengoku who showed us what it really means to be one. He is arguably the most respected Hashira, and in this video, we're going to talk about why Rengoku Kyojuro can be considered the spiritual leader of the Hashira. My name is TK, let's get into some anime. First, how about we take a look at what other Hashira think of our flame boy? Starting off with Shinobu, she thinks Kyojuro is a good person, even though the two of them aren't always on the same page. Mitsuri thinks of Kyojuro as a cool older brother. The time she spent training together with him was fun, and he took good care of her. Well, she was his Sugoku after all. Moving on to the boys, Gyu likes Kyojuro because he talks to him pretty nicely. Muichiro thinks Kyojuro is like an owl. He calls him a lively person with a pleasant voice. Tengen calls Kyojuro flamboyant. He also adds that he is more self-reliant than him and how he's an extremely good guy as well. Obanai also likes Kyojuro. The two of them converse often and he thinks he has a good personality. Even the eternally angry Tsunemi said he likes Kyojuro because he's a good guy. Finally, we have Guillaume. He said Kyojuro is positive, never lies, and he's honest. See? All of them like and respect Rengoku Kyojuro. Now, you may be wondering about the source. Where did I get their honest take on our flame boy? Well, it's all in the DeemonSlayer official fan books. And if you go and reread chapter 66, you'll see everyone's reaction to Kyojuro's death. Still, just because everyone loved and respected him, this isn't enough to call him the spiritual leader of the Hashira, right? To begin with, it's not like Rengoku is a better leader than Kaguya Ubuyashiki, but Kaguya said it himself. He can't fight. His body doesn't allow him to. So in the context of those who can fight, we'll have to look for the spiritual leader among the Hashira themselves. But first, let's define what spiritual leadership is. Speaking literally, spiritual leadership is about the values, attitudes, and behaviors necessary to intrinsically motivate oneself and others. A true spiritual leader is someone who can motivate and inspire others just by being there. Taking all that into account, doesn't Rengoku nail that definition? Especially in the context of what it means to be a Hashira. He is portrayed as the embodiment of a Hashira's personality, attitude, and ethics. Big shout out to Kyojuro's mother for raising such a fiery man. You see, Kyojuro has always been a larger-than-life character when it comes to fulfilling his duties as a Hashira. He is so cheerful and lively that it often comes across as odd and eccentric. But as weird as he may appear, his heart is pure. When the little girl in the Mugen Train arc invades his subconscious mind to destroy his spiritual core, she finds herself in an unusually hot and flame-ridden realm. Indeed, even the dark reaches of his subconsciousness are brimming with fire. So this is what it means to set your heart ablaze, eh? As you know, Kyojuro was able to instinctively stop her because she could actually destroy his spiritual core. I'd say this is a testament to how diligent he is when it comes to his work and duties. And when you consider how his father never gave him any formal training, you realize that Kyojuro was able to learn and master flame breathing by himself. It was all thanks to his strict discipline and practice. Yes, even as a young child, he was an honorable warrior. Back then, Kyojuro's mother taught him to always protect those who are weak because it's the duty of those who are strong to protect the weak. Since then, he has always adhered to this idea. Another thing that we have to talk about is how despite his awkward relationship with his father, Kyojuro never blamed him. He loved all of his family and he also treated his father with respect, even when he didn't deserve it. Naturally, he was just about the most encouraging and optimistic brother to his little brother, Senjuro. He wanted his brother to choose his own path in life, and he told him that no matter what he chooses, he wishes him the best. And of course, he made sure to tell Tanjiro about his final words to his father and brother. He told his father to take care of his body, and he told his brother to follow his dreams no matter what. But all of this doesn't mean Kyojuro was a simple-minded big ball of energy. No. As we saw in the Mugen Train arc, Kyojuro is about as intelligent and logical as you'd expect a Hashira to be. He knows when to act, how to act, and what to do. He is also open-minded because he was able to see that Nezuko isn't an enemy. He accepted her even though he is disgusted by the demons. It's a genuine shame that he had to go too early, but unfortunately, the Flame Hashira had to go before Tanjiro could pitch in as the one who uses sun breathing. That's where the narrative was heading after all. Initially, when Tanjiro asked him about the Hinokami Kagura, Kyojuro replied that he didn't know anything, but in his final moments he told Tanjiro to go and visit his house. He may be able to learn more about it from his father. In his final moments, Kyojuro acknowledged Nezuko as a member of the Demon Slayer Corps, and then told Tanjiro to hold his head high. He tells him to not to worry about his death because it's only natural for a Hashira to give his life to protect that of their junior. He looks Tanjiro, Inosuke, and Zenitsu in their eyes and tells them that he believes in them. He believes in the next generation of the Demon Slayer Corps. And then right before his death, Kyojuro sees a vision of his mother in front of him. He asks her if he did well, and she replies that he did a splendid job. In the last few seconds of his life, Kyojuro smiles. He died just like how he lived, with a smile on his face, glad that he made his mother proud. So, back to the main intention of the video. Why exactly is Rengoku Kyojuro the spiritual leader of the Hashira? It's like all the Hashira had a strong connection with Kyojuro. Tengen wanted to be more like him. Shinobu thought everything would be okay because the one going on the Mugen train is Kyojuro. Mitsuri was literally his Sugoku. By the way, when you think about it, Mitsuri had a lot of the same personality traits as Kyojuro. No wonder she is the best girl. Her boyfriend Obanai genuinely couldn't believe the news of his death. There's that scene where Kyojuro is keeping Tsunemi from attacking Gyu. There's a scene where we saw him patting Muichiro on the back. And there's also that scene where Kyojuro is talking while all of the other Hashira are listening. Guys, please note that we're not downplaying the achievements and attitudes of the other Hashira. Rather, we're trying to break down the role Kyojuro played for them. And well after Kyojuro's death, there are many points where the Hashira think of him during their battles with the Upper Moon demons. Tengen thought of Rengoku very passionately and fondly when he was battling Upper 6 Moon Gyutaro. He felt like he could never catch up to Kyojuro, but that's why he admired him, because he was always the one that everyone looked to for hope and inspiration. The fond memories that Mitsuri has being the Sugoku of Kyojuro Rengoku, and the power that she was able to obtain while being under him, while eventually becoming a Hashira herself. Also, Muichiro's fond memories of Rengoku when he was battling Upper Moon 5 Gyoko. And this doesn't include, of course, the many times that Tanjiro himself has remembered Rengoku and the fiery passion that he left with him after his death during many of his future fights. Even with the latest episode, while the Hashira and the Demon Slayer Corps are being dropped into the Infinity Castle, they all still look to that fiery passion of Rengoku that they can strive forward into the final battle with Muzan. Kyojuro even makes a guest appearance at the end of the final episode post-credits to cheer on the Demon Slayers in their final battle. If you were to go to the Demon Slayer world and ask the Hashira if Kyojuro was their spiritual leader, they would have agreed. We don't get to see Kyojuro awakening the Demon Slayer mark, so there's no telling how strong he could have been, but the respect and trust everyone has for him is a testament to his competence. He always went out of his way to interact with you, and he is the type of guy who is honest to a fault. Who wouldn't follow a guy like him? I'd say the author plucked him out of the story because she knew he'd be too strong if he were awake as Demon Slayer mark. But what do you guys think? Can Rengoku be considered the spiritual leader of the Hashira, or am I tripping? As always, I'm looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Let us continue the discussion in the comment section down below. My name is TK. Thanks for watching.